People, this is your boy Crypto Salvo here, and today we'll be talking about Casper Network. That's right, the ticker for Casper Network is CSPR, and it is branded as the future proof blockchain. Where can you find this token? You can find this token in Gate.io, CoinX, I believe, Huobi, global, and many more markets. And we'll be taking a look at the markets in CoinMarketCap website in a short while. But before that, I want to give a brief overview of what is Casper Network. Casper Network is a proof of stake blockchain. It's a layer 1 protocol. That's right, it is directly competing with Ethereum, it's competing with Solana, Cardano, Phantom, and the other layer 1s, Avalanche, and so many more layer 1s are its competitor. Now, what makes it different? What makes Casper CBC different? Now, we have to understand that Casper, although it's a proof of stake blockchain, it has a CBC specification. Its technology is different from other layer 1s, and why it has an huge upside potential in terms of price appreciation and also mass adoption in the layer 1 protocol space. Why Casper? It is the first live proof of stake blockchain built off the Casper CBC specification. Now, the first thing that we think about when we think about Casper is, of course, Casper the ghost, right? But it has nothing to do with the ghost, but however, you can say that they are enterprise optimized, they are lightweight in terms of like the scalability wise, they're future proof, and it is amazing. Now, they are also branded under enterprise solution and Web 3.0, and as we know that Web 3.0 has been getting some fires, has been getting some investor interest in that topic in the recent month or two. So just like how metaverse gaming got their hype, Web 3.0 is getting their hype as well. So Casper is in one of them, one of the ecosystem. So we can check out the Casper Highway Protocol white paper here. You can, if you click the white paper, you can have a read of the proof of stake CBC consensus mechanism that the network runs in. Now, none of what I've said here is financial advice. Please evaluate your risk portfolio, and please do your own research, right? Now, Casper have their own developer grant program. Now, this is very interesting because they were the first few people, right? The first few projects to actually support DAVX-DAO, Decentralized Autonomous Association. This project, Casper Labs, is now partnered with DAVX-DAO to collaborate with Emerging Technology ETA, a Swiss association, to onboard prospective developers. So Casper is known for the active developer team, where there'll always be developments happening. There's always the developing Casper's ecosystem, right? So there's a lot of development happening in this space, especially. Now, where does this happen? And we have it under the Casper Labs, which is the first blockchain built for enterprise adoption, right? Why Casper? I've talked about this. Basically the same thing. And the developers can learn more about Casper and start building their applications in this network. Now, Casper Network, it is easy to build applications on it because of its scalability compared to Ethereum, because of its throughput, right? So it is the layer 1 that may lead one day in this space. So there's business at the speed of markets. Example, the Casper Labs is the team behind the development of the Casper Network. It provides services and support for organizations of all sizes. So they are enterprise network, a layer 1 enterprise solution. That's right. You realize Ethereum cannot be used by the enterprises because of its high transaction fees. and it discourages them from actually sending huge amounts of money. Like if you see, recently people said 23 million and their fees is like 10 million or 15 million fees, which is crazy, right? So to avoid that high transaction fees, we have like layer 1 protocols like Casper Labs, built for businesses and enterprise. Now these are the partners that we have for Casper. We have Equitas Group, Consensus Capital, Broadleaf. We have Chainlink, right? We have Chainlink, Arrington XRP Capital, Diode Capital, Cardinal Cryptography, IPV, Megala, Husky Capital, etc. Partners in their bags, right? We can see a mass adoption happening, and as you realize that most of their partners are capital firms, right? That venture capitalists, VCs that have invested into this project. The notable one is Arrington XRP Capital. As we know, our house favorite is XRP, and we are well aware of Arrington XRP Capital, who is, I believe, that's heavily invested in XRP. And so if XRP is definitely a good project, and they have invested in Casper, I believe Casper gets that validation, right? That valuation also from Arrington XRP Capital, and it is a good sign, right, for people who are looking into investing in the Casper token. Now, if you want to check out their resources and documents, you can check it out here: documentation, blog, Casper action, the case studies, and the white paper. Now, who is the team? This is the Casper Labs team. The CEO is Mrinal Manohar. We have the CTO called Medha Parlikar. We have the COO Cliff Sarkin and Dr. Kendall Kane as Consensus Protocol Advisor. You can check in their LinkedIn profiles, right? If you click here, I think you can see more the other team members. So we have Varun Gupta, the General Counsel. This is the business and finance team, right? The marketing team, the engineering team, right? So it's amazing that we can look at this, built by veterans of the world's leading institution. Wow, look at that: Microsoft, Dropbox, Adobe, AWS, Harvard Law School, Berkeley, Facebook, Carnegie Mellon University, Stanford Uni. So these are some well-renowned companies, and these people that are working right now on the Casper network are from these places. And one notable university is this CMU University. This is where Dr. Lehman Bart came from, the one who created Hedera hash graph. He's the I heard he's the best in that uni or something. So it is interesting how that the crypto space is connected somehow with these veterans, coming from this common space, right? So Casper is definitely in the right space, is definitely the right place, and we can see adoption happening for Casper in the coming months. Now, this is the Casper review, right? Casper, the CBC Casper proof of stake, enterprise optimized, scalable, predictable network fees. There is no like for one transaction is like 10 cents and then the other transaction is like $10. No, everything is predictable. Everything is predictable, right? And then we have a developer friendly language for Casper, right? And if you look at it, its price appreciation is a return of interest has already done a 4.19x from its IDO price. I think so, yeah, from its and its IDO price was 0.03. Man, that was such a steal, right? And all-time ROI is about 679x. That is insane. We'll be taking a look at the Casper chart in a while. Now, the wallets that support Casper is HOO, Ledger, Edge, SAML, Safe, Bixit, AdToken, BitGo. I believe there are many more wallets that are going to onboard Casper in their tokens, right? In their token list as well. Now, this is the tokenomics. where the team has 8% of the token supply, and then we have Casper Labs holding 10%. The non-profit Casper Association 14.2%. The developer incentives is 16%, and you can take a look at the percentages here. These are the backers and developers that they have partnered with, as I mentioned earlier. The staking pools are as follows: Validation Capital, Figment, Staked, Huobi Pool, CoinList, Everstake, Wolf Edge, Blocks. And for DeFi wise, we have Casper Pad that actually just did a snapshot that whoever holds a certain amount of Casper, right, they are going to airdrop Casper Pad tokens, right? And Casper Pad, I believe, is going to be used for projects that are looking to build on the Casper network and Casper language, as it's a developer friendly language, right? And many more projects are going to be built on the Casper network. Now, the DeFi wise, we have Chainlink, Friendly Market, ACDX, Frontier, Plasma Finance, and Celsius. Now, NFTs, right? We have Epoch NFTs that are built on Casper, right? So now we have like different NFTs, like Epoch NFT. We have the Casper Ghosts, I believe, that we'll be taking a look at later. So you can check out that the NFT space in Casper is also booming, right? And slowly we can see people transiting from Ethereum, right, to Casper. Just like now, currently the trend is Ethereum whales of NFT whales. They are actually slowly migrating to the Solana blockchain, the Solana NFT ecosystem. So soon we can see that transition from Ethereum to Solana to Casper to Phantom to Hedera to and even XRP has their own ecosystem for the NFT marketplace that's coming up real soon, right? So these are some projects that you can take a look at for the Casper Network NFT ecosystem, right? This is the CEO's Twitter account, Meda Palika, I believe. She is the CTO, sorry. And so you can take a look at all her updates, right, of what they're doing, right? Like example, Casper Node V 1.4.3 is active on mainnet. Node operators, they address about the validators and the node operators here. This is the CEO and the CTO at one of their conferences or one of their interviews, I believe. And this is an interesting announcement for Casper, that they are a member of the Swiss Blockchain Federation, which is huge for the Casper ecosystem. This is the official Twitter website. This is the official Twitter account for Casper Network. You see how they have said blockchain for the builders, right? So basically they are focusing on enterprise and the developers, right? So it is a smart way, because if you focus on the developers, then the growth and the speed of the ecosystem expanding is going to be insane, because you're encouraging developers to build on your network, right? Now, this is the NFT that I was talking about, the Casper Ghost. This is a depiction of the CEO, right? The Casper Labs CEO, and it's very interesting, very nicely drawn, and we can see more of these projects, these NFT projects being built on Casper. Casper Ghost is just one of them. I believe it's called Casper Ghost, right? Now, the weekly report, the past week from 13 December to 19 December, this is the social performance of Casper. It has gone down, of course, because of Bitcoin's drop. People start to unload some of their tokens. There is some selling pressure. These are the transactions in 7 days. Things have gotten a little boring in the crypto space because of the sluggish performance by Bitcoin in terms of price appreciation. But the on-chain activity so far for Casper has been doing pretty well, has been maintaining it. It's a network adoption, right? The price performance has been relatively around there. In fact, actually, Casper has been holding up pretty well against Bitcoin, right? If you look at the Casper BTC pair, it was actually breaking out against Bitcoin at a certain point of time, where it moved from 12 cents to 24 cents, right? So that's a 2x, man. And then I think after the Casper pair snapshot was taken, of course, it dropped back to 12 cents with the Bitcoin dropping from 60 plus K to like almost 40K, right? So those are some factors that have contributed to the drop, but definitely we can see an easy 100x or 10x in the coming months or even in 2022. None of this is financial advice. Please do your own research, as I mentioned earlier. This is the exchange net flow, right? In fact, there is no outflow, right? The past week, on the 13th of December, there's a huge amount of inflow and outflow. But in the past few days, the 17th, 18th, 19th, 20th December, there seems to be no relatively small inflow and outflow, right? So it's either people are buying a lot, or people are selling very much. They don't want to sell it, right? Because they believe in Casper's upside potential. Now, you look at this chart and you may laugh at it because it looks like the project is dead, right? But it's mainly because of its IDO shoot up that happened from point 03 to all the way to $66, man. That is insane. That is why they say it's 680x, 679.8x if I'm not wrong. That is insane. So if you got into the IDO, congrats. It happened, I believe, in 11th May 2021, which is very, very recent, just this year. So actually, Casper is a relatively new project, and we see from May it has just been dead, right? But if you look at a lower time frames, or like let me just, this is the daily chart, right? If you broaden it up, the scale, you can see how it ran from like 11 cents, which is where we are now, to all the way to 24. Just nice on the dot. Look at that. The high is 0.2400 to the T, man. That's a 2x, right? If you got in around at 12 cents. So like, and then it dropped back. So I believe this is a healthy correction, and then we can see an upside move again, once again, breaking the resistance here. If you see after the IDO, it was in a constant depreciation in value. So I believe that this is where you get into projects. You don't get into projects after 10x or 3x or 5x. You get into projects when they are consolidating, when they are accumulating. This is where you make money in crypto. That's right. So this is the strategy, right? But of course, please do your own research. Once again, I'll repeat that after saying all this, right? Don't ape in. Of course, do your diligence by your due diligence of research. That is much needed for in this crypto space, right? For any kind of token. So I believe the fundamentals for Casper is huge, is great, is awesome. Technical analysis wise, I'm not an expert at it, but I can see this, of course, going up if Bitcoin behaves, and if Bitcoin it reclaims the 53k resistance and flips it as support. We can see Casper at least doing a 10x to 20x this cycle. And then in the future years, we can see it maybe hit $66. Let's see, right? So with that being said, comment down what's your price prediction for Casper, and are you bullish on Casper Network. And shout out to the guy that actually the individual that who actually encouraged me to do a video on Casper Network. In fact, I was thinking about it way before actually I got that comment, but nevertheless, thank you. And here we go. I've just reviewed Casper Network, right? It's an amazing project. With that being said, Crypto Salvo out. Take care and have a Merry Christmas. Goodbye.